Cleveland Browns hit the road for Week 5 off to Washington, where they could run into a big crowd. The Commanders waltz in with a 3-1 record and a reason to believe.
And Daniels trying to follow his block. Jaden Daniels to the end zone, and he's got a touchdown.
42 points. Last time Washington put up that many, 2016. Last time Commanders fans have felt this kind of optimism, RG3 days. Jaden Daniels is all the rage right now in D.C. 26 of 30 last week versus Arizona, healthy 7.8 yards per attempt, 233 passing yards.
Watch him just manipulate the pocket right here. He's getting all the way to the third guy in his progression, finds the receiver Noah Brown, and delivers the strike.
Daniels looking better and better week by week. Now he gets a Cleveland defense that's pretty beefy. Starts up front, Myles Garrett bagged Gardner Minshew twice last week.
That's what they do. The pocket collapses, and Myles Garrett gets to the quarterback.
Daniel's style opens him up to being bagged, but on 30 pass attempts last week, 0 sacks taken, only hit once.
And that's what we're talking about with Jaden Daniels. He drops back, he gets pressure, he doesn't drop his eyes.
Cleveland's secondary he faces comes in strong, held Minshew to 130 yards on 5.4 yards per attempt, 73.3 rate.
Minshew looking for Myers, and Denzel Ward was with him step for step.
Cleveland has a great cornerback trio, and it's wideouts that Daniels relies on usually. Olamide Zaccheaus, 85 yards last week, caught all 6 of his targets.
And Zaccheaus will do that and a whole lot more. Knocked out at the 11-yard line.
Terry McLaurin, the focal point, 7 catches, 50-plus yards, and a TD.
Scanning, throwing, end zone, touchdown! Washington, McLaurin.
Browns' defensive blind spot, run defense, gave up 150-plus yards on the ground to Las Vegas, 5.2 per run allowed.
Instead, the Raiders with a burst from Zamir White out across the 20.
Washington can exploit that if they don't correct it. Brian Robinson comes in off a 100-yard game, 4.8 a carry, a TD.
Straight ahead, Brian Robinson, and he's into the end zone for a Commanders touchdown.
Cleveland also has to be careful with Jeremy McNichols, 68 yards, 2 TDs last week. Welcome to the show.
McNichols powering inside the 5, down the sideline, and that's going to be a Washington touchdown. What a run from Jeremy McNichols.
And Daniels, too. He scored on the ground again, 47 yards, 5.9 a scamper.
Daniels rolling. He can get the first down easily and sliding. That's a nice move.
Daniels, a version of what the dog pound thought it was getting when it handed over all those draft picks and all that coin. Deshaun Watson, just 176 yards, only 5.5 yards per attempt versus the Raiders. TD, a pick. No games with a 90-plus rate so far. No game with his yards per attempt over 7. You've seen the headlines. Is it time to bench him?
On 2nd and 13, Watson with time, drops it off to Ford.
In turn, no Browns receiver really comes in with mojo. Amari Cooper just 35 yards on 8 targets. Jerry Jeudy, the most productive pass catcher with 70-plus yards.
And the catch is made by Jerry Jeudy, the former Bolitnikoff Award winner.
Watson took 3 more sacks, too. He's a grass connoisseur at this point. Snoop asks him where he should buy. Washington just met Kyler Murray at home 4 times on just 22 pass attempts. Dorrance Armstrong with 1.5 bags.
Murray is sacked. Big play, Washington defense. Armstrong gets it.
In turn, Watson facing a secondary that held Kyler Murray to 142 yards passing, under 7 yards per attempt, a good showing for them last week.
Murray looks to throw, can't find anybody, and knocked away from Michael Wilson by Noah Igbenogany.
Maybe Cleveland's run game can get it going. Washington gave up 100-plus yards and 5.8 a run to James Conner. Jerome Ford just needs more opportunities. 10 tries versus Vegas, hit at 5.8 a run.
Breaks a tackle, has a first down and more. Inside the 25, the 20.
Browns have dominated the all-time series between the two, 35-12, 50s, 60s, and 70s. It was pretty much all Browns. They put on a show in 67. Washington's Sonny Jurgensen threw for 400-plus yards, 3 touchdowns, but still loses to the Frank Ryan, Leroy Kelly Browns. Kelly ran for 163 yards, 2 touchdowns, 42-37 Cleveland win.
Again, it was Kelly who sparked Cleveland's offense against the Washington Redskins. As he did for much of the season, Kelly rushed for over 100 yards.